We have understood now brush can be activated by the hotkey B. Basic property of the brush, it does have a diameter as well as it does have a smoothness. So two basic property of the brush. Let us take a new file, and the brush, either you can able to click over here or hit the B button on the keyboard. It will activate the brush when you are in move tool. Yes, let us see, we are in the move tool and we need the brush. Just hit the B and get the brush ready. Now we have understood now how to activate the brush. Now it is the time to go for the next action. The two property of the brush, one is size and the second is hardness. The size of the brush can be increased in three different manner. So we can note it down like 1, 2, 3 different manner how we can able to increase the size of the brush. Now before going to increase the size of your brush, let us understand which color the brush paints. Brush always paints the FG color. FG color will be painted by the brush. So what are the color will be there in the foreground? What is foreground? On the toolbar, the topmost color is called foreground color. It will be paint on the screen. Now we can able to see the reaction. The brush is painting the foreground color. Now the next hotkey of the day, the time we hit the D button. So let us take an example. We have taken some color in the foreground and suddenly we need the black and white. Then just hit this button or hit the button D. It will make the foreground and background to turn into black and white. So next hotkey of the day, we have understood brush paints the foreground color and D is the hotkey which makes the FG and BG to turn into black and white. This is BG and it will turn into what? Black on the top and white on the down. So we have understood the next hotkey, D. Next hotkey of the day, if we need the background color to go to the foreground and the foreground color to go to the background, either we can able to click over here the triangle, the arrow button, or else we can able to hit on the keyboard X. Hope you got to know like how to exchange the foreground to background color. Next hotkey of the day, X. It will exchange the foreground to background and background to foreground. So we have understood now how to activate the brush, how to make default color, how to exchange the foreground to background color. Now within this thing, we can start a painting with black, and if we feel like to paint the white, either we can able to come over here and click, or else you can able to hit the button X and get white to paint. So on your screen, we can able to find instantly you can able to paint the black, and instantly you can able to paint the white. So this is one of the exercise we have started now. Now let us see how to increase the brush size. The brush size could be increased in three different manner. The first method, just start hitting the right click and get the size to increase. Now we have understood how to increase the size by right click. Let us make a note. How to increase the size? First one, right click. Increase the brush size by this slider. The second method to increase the brush size, switch to the option bar and you can find the second button from the left side. The size is there and we can able to increase that. Second methodology, option bar. Option bar, second icon. It will increase the brush size. Now the third method to increase the brush size, the fastest method is the keyboard shortcut. On your screen, you can find this is the two button, open bracket and close bracket. These two buttons will allow the artist to increase and decrease the brush size. You can also see on your screen, just hit and find this is getting down. And hit this button for multiple time and you find the brush size get increased. So we have understood now how to increase and decrease the brush size by the button, open bracket and close bracket. Let's make a note how to increase brush size by open and close bracket. It decrease the size, it increase the size. It increase, decrease. So at a stretch, we got to know what are the key? B, D, X, open bracket, close bracket, right? Just to make a refresh. So this is the things which is adding up while working the brush. Now let us go for a small event. So we have understood how to increase and decrease the brush size. We are increasing and decreasing. Now the second property of the brush is the hardness. Let us see on your screen. Here the brush is hard in the center and smooth in the edge. It is the property technically called as hardness. In the same way, the hardness could be controlled by the right click. You can see the hardness is 0. That's why the brush looking like this. The same size brush, if the hardness is more, అదే brush hardness కొంచెం ఎక్కువ చేస్తే రియాక్షన్ ఎట్లా అవుతుంది. Sizes ఒకటే, రెండుకి size ఒకటి. The difference is like it is hardness 0, it is hardness 100. So we have understood now what is called hardness and how does it appears if the hardness gets changed. This is 0 hardness, this is 100% hardness. So we got to know how does hardness affect the output. Hardness and their reactions. Hardness 0 and hardness 100. Now to increase and decrease hardness, we can able to use the right click. The same right click could be used. The first method is the same. And the second method, yes, on the option bar also you can able to find, but the hotkey is different. So just to note down the hotkey, along with the shift button. So let's take the brush, increase the size. Shift, can you see on your screen? Shift is a button which we use to make the hardness to get down. Along shift plus these two buttons. Shift down, 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 and increase. So here we are just increasing and decreasing the hardness by the help of your open and square bracket. So it increase and decrease the hardness and increase the hardness and get it okay. So by default, we can able to increase or decrease the hardness with the impact of your open and close bracket. So let us see on a screen how does it impact. So we got to know two property of the brush. One is size and another is hardness. Till now it's okay. And the అర్థమైందా? What is the hotkey for hardness? Shift plus open and close bracket. This decrease the hardness and this increase the hardness. Increase. And what is called hardness, you can also see on your screen. The smoothness of the edge is technically called as hardness, and it can be controlled through the shift plus open and close bracket. Hope we have understood all the technical terms. Now the next hotkey on your screen, shift plus open bracket, shift plus close bracket. Does it okay? అందరికి అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So let us move to the practical implementation of this knowledge on screen. Hope we got to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keyboard shortcuts and two properties, size and hardness. And we got to know what is called default size, default color, and how to change the color and how to bring the color to black and white within fraction of second by the hit of D on your keyboard. So foreground and background could be implemented. Let us clean the screen and start working on it, the brush. How to fill the foreground color on screen by the help of your Alt backspace, it will turn into black. In the same way, if you need to fill the background, Control black space. Now increase the brush size, you can see, and decrease the brush size. Now increase the brush size and decrease the hardness, and again decrease the size and get the reaction. So Hope all the things are understandable. Now we'll be moving to the artistical approach of it. Get the whole screen to get turned into black. X is the command to turn into white. Get the hardness to go down and start increasing the size. And just one button click, finish. And it started giving the glow. Now give down the size, increase the hardness, and just have one hit, finish. So you can find the screen come up with a simple glow. Only two property of the brush has been used to make the glow to come on the screen. Is it okay, Ardhavanda?
Sir.
Fine. Start of fusing a few more previous knowledge. We have the knowledge of laser tool previously, and we know like laser tool is capable of making a freehand drawing. So get the freehand drawing and start of filling the black color on your screen. How to fill the black color? By the help of fill.
Shift the backspace
and go to the background color and fill it up. So we have filled the things with the black. Now we got to know the brush. Yes, decrease the brush size, and you know how to decrease the brush size by the help of your open and close bracket. Open and close bracket use chese size decrease cheyandi. Then start making some painting jobs and take the black color onto the screen. How to turn the black color to come onto the screen? There are two ways. Either you can able to hit this button, which will turn the black into the foreground and white into the background, or else you can exchange the color by X command. And to get it full screen, yes, get it zoom up, zoom up, zoom up, Control plus, and get the size down. Just finish. So making a digital art landscape design with only two buttons of your brush. What you have learned? How to make the brush to get increase the size, decrease the size, default color, making a scenery becomes much more easier. Same thing could be tried out with a little artistically. Yes, increase the size of your brush and get it paint. Yes. So we are just increasing the brush size and painting. Just add the monuments as per your requirement. Yes. Just you can add on some subject onto the screen. So at the end, like how the collage is done, that does matter, and it makes a sense. So we can add up the things. Now onto the screen, like if you need to add some grass kind of things, so let's take the lasso and just finish and fill the color. So add-on things could be done up just to make you know like what we have learned, what could be done up. Fine. Now moving to the next hide option of the brush. Example with the present knowledge. How to make landscape design. Now the next tips and tricks on the tool. We are just learning the tool brush. Now while you are working with the brush, if you are using the shift command, it allows the brush to move very straight. Now the next tips and tricks. Tips number 1, use shift plus drag. It always makes straight line. Shift and drag makes the straight. Before you are just drawing freehand, now with the shift. So check to the screen now. Drag with shift. Make freehand, drag it up. So now again to the screen, we're doing freehand. Now here onwards, make this shift to go straight. Hope we have understood like how does the shift can able to help us. Now fill the background color. Now switch to the F7 button and it will open the layer window. Now take a new layer. How to take a new layer? ControlShiftN. What is the command? ControlShiftN. All these things has been taught us in the previous class, right? Hope we understood how to take a new layer. Alt, Control, Shift, and N button. So you can see now a new layer is formed. So I'm not exaggerating anything. Very cool, and getting the information to pick up on you. So catch to the information. Now we can do a random movement on the screen. Yes. Then after we know how to duplicate a layer. Control J. Finish. So you got to know how to duplicate. Where is the option inside the layer menu? Going for this, Control J. So you got to know how to make duplicate and how to make a new layer. Now how to transform the layer? Already you have learned. Control T. How to shift the position of your reference point in the option bar? Give a like right button to get activated, and give a right click on your screen and switch to the flip horizontal. So hope you got to know how to make a symmetrical drawing. Does it clear? So on your screen we find like how to make the symmetric within very fraction of second. Anything you scribble on your screen, it will turn into a design. Just make it symmetric. And to turn the two layer to turn into one by the action right click merge layer. So we have understood now how to turn multi-layer to a single layer by the command what? Merge layer. Now how to duplicate? Control J. Control T. Change the reference point. Give a right click. Switch to the flip vertical. Now whatever you have seen on the screen, it is just a rule of designing. And what is the rule? On the first class, we got to know all these things. Now it is the time your implementation. Whatever you have listened, it is to be get implemented. What is this design? Biaxial symmetric design. First we have done
biaxial, sir. What is it, sir?
Yeah. Biaxial symmetric design, where both the coordinate systems are the same. On the first day, we got to know like how many type of rules are there, what are those, which rules means what, all these things are implemented. Every class is dependent. So the thing we have learned is this: symmetric, asymmetric, biaxial symmetric. So we have implemented the same knowledge on the screen now, and it is not a design, it is just a rule. And the rule is biaxial symmetric. X and Y coordinate are same, and everything can do within fraction of second. Is it okay? Fine. So once more out. Take a new layer. So ekkada ardhamandaladhu akkada stop cheyandi. And because it is professional things, hoping you are getting, that's your silence is a approval. If you are getting, it's okay, or else make me to get it clear. Fine. Take a new layer. Alt Control Shift N. Alt Control Shift N to make a new layer. Fine. And we know how to use the brush. What is the hotkey? B for brush. Get the B to activate the brush. Increase the brush size. And do some random design. Control J is to duplicate the layer. Control J to duplicate the layer. Control T, transform the layer. And change the reference point. Yes. And get it to the flip horizontal. Find the symmetrical design ready. And get it merged, the two layers. How to merge two layers? Question over. Answer. It can be merged in two different manner. The first method. Hold the shift button. Hold the shift button and click on the down layer. And you can find both the layers are selected. Rendu layer select ayipindi. Right click cheyandi. Merge layer. This is one of the method. to mix two layer into single layer. The second method, if the upper layer is selected, then switch to the layer menu, ask to the software merge down by the hotkey Control E. It allows the artist to mix the down layer instantly, and it will turn two layers into a single layer. So we have understood now how to mix two layers together by the next hotkey CTRL plus E. What is this command? Merge layer.
Sir?
Merge layer.
Sir?
Yes, tell me.
There's a merge visible also. The next option. What is it, sir? Merge the visible.
No, we have not touched that. No need to get worried. Just we have learned only one option, merge down. Okay. So let it clear first. We'll come to that. Is it clear? So we have understood now how to make layers to get into single layer. But before merging the layers, we need to think twice, because once you merge, getting back is difficult. Yes, one step back we can able to go, but after 100 of works, then going back is difficult. So before merging, we need to think twice. Now Control T is to get transform. Yes. Now Control J to get duplicate. Control T is to get transform once more and change the reference point and give a right click, switch to the option vertical flip. So we got to know like how to make your brush to turn into a biaxial symmetrical design. Is it clear? Fine. So Control E to merge down. Now the next Control J to duplicate. Control T is to get the transform box. Whatever the things you have done, we are using that. Now switch to a particular degree, like 15 degree or 20 degree. Then yes, press the enter. Already you have learned the next keyboard shortcut, Alt Control Shift T. What is the command? Control Shift T is to get it rotate once more, but along with Alt, if you are pressing Control Shift T, then it will make multiple copies to form. What is the command? Alt Control Shift and the T button. So it will make the multiple copies on your screen. Catch to the screen, just we are hitting T button. So you got to know how to make a radial art within fraction of a second. Everything happens on your screen and you are capable of doing so. Fine. So we got to know like how to make a radial art, how to make symmetric art, how to make biaxial symmetrical art. Everything within very less time you can able to get it finished. So instantly every scribble can be turned into an art format. It is just a rule we are implementing. Everyone can able to do the art. And to get it instantly, switch into the single layer. So select all the layers by the help of your shift button. Shift patkane last layer click cheste mattam layer select ayipota. Then what is the command? Control E. This is a command to which allow to merge all the layers selected into a single layer, or else it will allow the second layer down to be turned into single layer. Just hit the command Control E, then turn your design into a single layer. Fine. So we have understood now how to make a radial art, how to make a symmetric art, and how to make a biaxial symmetrical art, how to make a landscape design, everything within 2 commands of your brush, whatever you have learned. Rundu command mide ee mattam art meeru cheyochu. But yes, it's the patience. Instantly it will not happen, but just repeated hit to be done up. Once it get into practice, then it's easy. Fine, then so let us move on to the screen. Let's make it duplicate. Control J is a command which makes it duplicate. Now turn it around. Just we are turning it around. Can you see on your screen? Just a little bit, 7.5, because 15 degree we have taken, and now it's 7.5 exactly. It is on the center of 2 like scopes, spikes, 2 spikes middle. It is now. How to turn the color into white color? How to turn the color into white? So we know transparency lock. Before we have learned how to fill the color transparency lock. So switch on to this button and get the white color to fill on the layers by the help of your control backspace. Now you can find the next design flow on your screen. It is just a illusion you are creating on the screen because the background is white and the upper color is white. It creates a illusion. So we have understood now how to make fuse the angles to turn around, and you can able to shift the position to get the next illusion ready. So whenever we move to the motion graphics, yes, this will help a lot. This knowledge will help a lot. So how to create a white color design in a white color background with a little variations on the degree here and there. ఎంతవరకు అర్థమైందా? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now we'll be switching to the next start. The option we have learned that much only brush and two options: size, hardness, and rest of the things are before knowledge: transformations, duplications, merging it up. Now take a new layer. A little tips and tricks on the screen. Get a freehand drawing, hold the shift, so check, drag. What you're trying to do here, gets to the skin, only the reaction is visible, action is not visible, but it is a tips and tricks on the brush. We can make a lot of straight works, like shift makes straight, right? This is what we have learned. But don't lift the cursor. Now release the shift button. You can draw freehand. Now suddenly hit the shift button. It will bring the line to the initial state position. Till the time we are not lifting the mouse, it will make the magic. Does it understandable? Once again, take a new layer and drag the brush with the shift. Now don't lift the cursor, just release the shift button. Cursor అలానే పట్టుకునే ఉండాలా, shift button వదిలేసేయండి. అప్పుడేమవుతుంది, ఫ్రీ హ్యాండ్ డ్రాయింగ్ రెడీ అయిపోతాం. But again, suddenly if you are hitting the shift button, then wherever it is done the straight line, it will close to that. Again, release the shift and make free hand drawing. Again, hit the shift. So a lot of tips and tricks are there in brush. So once our design is ready, then yes, we're going to flip it up and get it duplicate. Switch to the reference point to the right and get a symmetric. So we have understood now how to make a symmetrical drawing with freehand format and get it merged. So we have understood now how does the shift button, but timing does matter here. So at which time you are releasing and at which time you are holding, that all things are there. That make a sense? Yes. Control T is to get the transform box. Switch down it. Control J, Control T. Now shift the center point, not from the same reference point. You can able to customize a reference point. So you can drag it up the center point, and while dragging, you can able to hold the shift button along with your Alt. Alt is to release the center point freehand, and shift is to move it straight. Now the next duplicate could be placed at like 25 degree, and now they do the same repetition, Alt Control Shift T. So what you are seeing now, within a very less time, you can start trying to make a different kind of artwork. So here we have seen how does the shift button is helping us to make the design into the next height. Is it clear? Just like two options we have learned, but a number of examples are happening on the screen. It may help you out. That is what the concern. Then Control J and Control T, get it down and place inside. So Control E, Control J, Control T, get it down. Right. So radial art is just a click button away from you. So get down and make the screen to fill up with different kind of artwork. It's done.
Sir, radial art is used where, sir, most of the time?
Just Google it up and you can find radial. Your everything is radial art. It is there in your culture. It is there in Rangoli. It is there in festival. It is there on every place, right? All this radial format of it is there in your culture also. So fine, we have understood now how to use this brush to make freehand drawing. Then the next, how to make tracing work. Same tool, same thing. We are just taking a number of examples. How to make tracing of an image. Just copy it up. Take a new file, paste it down. And copy chalo, paste chalo. Take a new file and Control N korte new file ostundi. Emi copy andi exactly fix ayipotham. Now it is the time to make some artistical work. How to make line art of the character. Step number 1. Get the photo layer to lock up. On your screen, in the layer window, you can find an option, lock button, just lock it up so that it will not move. Now switch to your target layer where you can able to make your freehand drawing. This 2-step okay? You 2-step ardhamainda? Just I'm taking your approval. You are not answerable to me, but to make you know, like make ardhamainda leda adi telste malli depth kalta. Fine. So like now we are just shifting the screen to get it hide the toolbar with the press of your tab button. Tab is a button which hides and show the toolbar and floating windows. Now Control plus, Control plus, Control plus. Hold the space bar, get into the position. Now the tips and tricks, don't draw the highlight area. Whichever the area is brighter in the screen, don't touch to that. Just only touch up the dark set zones. Just dark set zones. To get the identify of the persons, just hit to the dark zone, don't touch to the bright. So this is a tips and tricks. It depends. Like now the artistical approach differ from person to persons. So only few lines required to identify the person. Yes, wherever the dark is there, yes, you can able to get touch-ups, and here are the outline to recognize the shape of the hair, and here few lines because highlight is there and shadow is there also. So this much of things doesn't require for web designer or to get a job. Job kosam enta avasaram ledu. Just photo cutting rundu vaste job ayipotham. But if you are doing some artistical things, then you can fetch a bigger high salary jobs. That is what the concern. So if it is happening, okay, or else don't take it more serious. But if you can get, yes, it is profitable. So my goal of speaking all the things, like it's not like compulsory we need to learn all the things. So because a lot of options, students sitting on the other side, some require digital painting, some into the graphic designing, some into the web designing, some into visual effects. So it is a common chapter for everything. So we are hitting various topics, but all the topics are not required for everybody. For web designers, it doesn't require. But for, yes, if you're coming to the visual effects, and yes, it is required. So what you have seen now, what to draw and what not to draw, that is to be learned first. So it is not like everything to be get tried up. Now we've seen so some of the dark zones has been created, and eye part, get some wrinkles on the face. To identify the person, just lift top area and few strokes and few shading on this collar. Fine. So get it hide, find the character, pop up on your screen. Name of the tool, brush. So what you have learned now, how to make the same brush to make photo tracing. So the details could be tried out in a fine-tuned manner, but start getting a fix-up target point, like which is to be drawn, not the all lines. So with minimum lines, you can able to start making the subject to come up. Yes, get it duplicate. Yes, Control T is the hotkey to transform the subject and get it smaller and place it beside to each on the screen and get the original layer to hide up. So to give the presentation, yes, layers, transform, photo tracing, fuse them together, have the presence, get it out. Now, this is also a technique what we can able to do with the present knowledge. Just I'm putting all the examples on your screen. Just whichever the field makes you interest, start working on that. So this is one of the technique to be learned is here copy merge. Till now you know what is called copy, but we are learning a new copy format that is called copy merged. What does it mean copy merged? Irrespective of where in which layer you are, it copy all these information which is visible on the screen below to it, copy merged. Then it takes all the informations to your targeted canvas and it pastes it down here. So we have understood now what is the difference between copy and copy merge. Copy takes only that layer information, but copy merge takes all the layers information together. So we got to know like how to make photo tracing. Photo tracing, radial art, symmetric art, landscape design. All the things are the output of your same brush tool. Now the storyboarding artist required a lot. So if the things are from BFA background, fine arts, then the visualization of the director will be given to the storyboard artist. And by listening to the story, you need to scribble. Then brush tool helps a lot to make storyboarding. Each and every shot has to be planned on paper. Nowadays they are using paper is costlier, so they use the digital screen to paint it up. Storyboarding can be done with your present knowledge. So brush, only we have touched only 5% of the brush. So a lot of are there. So sometimes I'll be taking your approval, and wherever you feel like it is or like tough, okay for today, make us stop. Now the next part, same brush. Yeah. White etla chala. So to make it white, back side lo idi untundi, layers lo untundi manam ippudu ee layers off cheste instant ga back lo white untundi, adi kanapadutundi, paina design untundi, as pakkana idi untundi. So it is only layer concept, layer off cheste ante, layer off cheste background lo white undi, aa white color kanapadutundi. Fine. Is anything to be get asked, you can able ask me up, so we can able to get it clear and move up. So
Sir?
on this, yes.
You just showed us how merge copy, no, sir. Can you explain what is merge copy once again?
Merge copy. Now we got to know what is called copy first. Copy means on that layer what is there, that is get selected. On that layer what is there, that is get copied. So you can see we have done the copy of a present layer, which is the test layer. And if you're hitting that on the screen, then only that layer comes. But we need all the layers, whatever it is visible on the screen. So we go for like the option called copy merge. Then irrespective of the present selected layer, it will select all the layers below information and it will paste on the screen. So
basically the Shah Rukh Khan whole image also is selected, but we won't see it, sir.
Just a minute. I made you explain like all the layers informations on screen, whatever it is there, every layers informations get into consideration.
Sir, I understand, sir, but the thing is, what I'm asking is, you hided the Shah Rukh Khan picture, no, sir, background in layer 1.
Yes.
So that is also copied in the copy merge, sir?
No, the visible layers. The visible layers. It is invisible layer. Hope we have understood now the difference between copy and copy merge. Now we'll be moving to the next hide option of the same brush. We have not done more options. Options remain the same, but the examples are higher and higher. Making glow effect, making tracing, making symmetrical art, everything is done with this present format. Now, brush does have more higher option onto the screen. So take a new layer or a new file. Now rise the brush size. You can paint on the skin. You can find 100% color comes onto the skin. We can try it up on image also. We can find 100% color come onto the skin. But if you need to make the brush color to be transparent, then you can able to switch down the opacity to a lesser value. So you can find now the same brush is painting in a faded way. So we have understood now how to paint the color transparency, and it can be done by the option called opacity. And where is opacity? It is there in the option bar. So now the next property of the brush get introduced called opacity. Then
Sir,
yes, yes, tell me.
sir, ఇప్పుడు ఈ పిక్ లో రెక్క ఉంది కదా సార్,
ఈ pic లో
రెక్క
yes,
tail
okay.
wings and tails.
Wings, okay. Wings ఉంది ఇక్కడ, tails ఉంది.
సెంటర్ ఇప్పుడు ఎడిట్ లో తినికి రాదు సార్, రెక్క దానికి టచ్ అయింది కదా సార్ పిక్.
Sir, he was talking about wings.
This wings ki em cheyala, like can you able to, you don't need this wings, right?
No sir, the center penguin wings, if you want to remove it, can you remove it, sir? That's what
Yes, sir.
Yes. How to remove the wings and make the other penguins to get visible? This is the question, am I right?
Yes sir.
And it could be done by the next tool coming up, that is called clone stamp tool. It will be happening on that tool. Fine. So we have given the answer. This is the tool which is going to be happen, and we have not learned that. We are into the brush. Fine. So till now, what are the things we have learned? With that, you can able to make photo cutting, not like photo making. So it is photo cutting. Making work will be coming up in the next tools. That is a separate issue. Fine. Till now, what are the things we have learned? With that, any question is there, you can able to put me up.
Sir, even we didn't learn the band-aid tool also, no sir?
So you know what are the things we have learned? Only the selection, and in the tool of creation, we have just started with brush. A lot of tools are there down to it.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Fine. So now we are learning a new property of the brush. What is the property? Opacity. We are not touching to the property of the brush called opacity. So what is the task to be done? It is there clearly on your screen. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలా అది క్లియర్ గా ఉంటుంది స్క్రీన్ మీదే. ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ డిజైన్ చేయండి, రేడియల్ ఆర్ట్ చేయండి, ఫోటో ట్రేసింగ్ చేయండి, ఇవన్నీ మీదే జస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ పుట్టింగ్ యువర్ యాక్షన్ ఆన్ టు దట్ పార్ట్ అండ్ గెట్ ద థింగ్స్ టు బి హ్యాపెన్. Now second things, you can able to make photo collaging, because of we know like how to select the photographs, photo mixing, photo collaging, everything could be done up. Now the output has to come from you, and that all the things. Now we are talking about the new property called opacity. It is technically called opacity, but it does mean see-throughness. See-throughness, transparency. Transparency. Brush ki transparent etla cheyala. Now it is 100%, yes, and you can down percent. So the manual method finished. Now we'll switch to the professional method. How to make the brush to transparent in professional way. On your keyboard, if you're using any keyboard, fine. So these are the buttons. Can you able to see on your screen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 0. All these buttons are used for controlling the opacity. So to get 10% opacity, just hit the button 1. So it will make your 10% opacity. Exactly the same way, if you hit the 9, then it will make 90% opacity. And if you hit 0, then it makes 100% opacity. So if you percentage mide, like keyboard mide percentage ela fix cheyala. But if you need to get 23, then hit 2, 3 simultaneously, then it will make 23%. రెండు ఒక్కసారి హిట్ చేస్తే 23% ఇన్స్టాంట్ గా అవుతుంది. 2 కొడితే 20% అయిపోతా, 3 కొడితే 30% అవుతా, 2, 3 ఇమీడియట్లీ కొడితే 23% వస్తాయి. So from 11 to 100, everything is under control. But if you need to go for like 5% or 2%, then hit 0 to, then 2% will come up. So what we got to know, from 1% till 100%, it is there on your hand. So instantly you can able to use. Now got to know on your keyboard, from 1 till 0, all the keys are used. Just making you heavy with the informations. What is the things to be checked? Now check all these things. Does it working or not? Does the technical things, whatever we have listened in 1 hour, it is working or not? That is to be checked. And the next thing to be done up, try with some radial art with transformation. All your knowledge will be refreshed. Here, 5 things is working. Knowledge of layers, knowledge of duplication, knowledge of transformation, knowledge of repetition. ఈ ఒక్క డిజైన్ చేసిన టైంలో మొత్తం నాలెడ్జ్ రిఫ్రెష్ అయిపోతుంది. Then only the art will come up. Then software will be under your control. Then whatever you want, you can able to do. And here, layer concept, and brush handling. Everything will be clear. And with this knowledge, let us switch into the new part. Like, if you want to make a logo designing, yes, you can able to make the logos. Take a new layer, switch the color to the target color, get it into hardness 100%, hit 1 click. Now get down the size, make the extents X, hit, get the size down, hold the shift button, and drag it up. Hope you got to know how to make a logo designing with the help of your present knowledge. Ardhamainda idi? Now get your creative part to come up on your screen. Just have patience, nothing to get worry. Whatever you have seen, it is recorded on your book. Now I hope you are noting. And
Sir?
yes.
Sir, logos are generally designed on brush tools, sir, or rectangular or elliptical tools.
It depends on the artist. Whichever the tool you are comfortable, that is to be get used. No, like hard and fast tool. It is to be done in this.
Sir, any suggestions, sir? Which is I think.
Okay, fine. Like the class is finished. Now I'm stopping the theoretical part. Tomorrow we'll see the next higher options. And I'm just making it to save first to make you know. Then after we can go for the questionnaires. 1 minute. So on your screen, you can find the things whatever we have done. Just magnifying it so that you can able to take a snapshot of it. You can either take a snapshot or like take a photocopy of in your mobile. So this is to be get practiced. I'm stopping the recording also.